Let's do it.
Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's live stream most especially. My name is Uche Agoh and I'm an international nurse currently based in the US, but today we are going to talk about how international nurses can relocate to Qatar and work there. I am joined by Nurse Dimasu, who is currently working in Qatar as a nurse and she's been there for 4 years or more. International nurses I'm referring to are nurses who were trained outside of Qatar. So if you were trained in Nigeria, in Ghana, Zimbabwe, as long as you had your nursing training and you are licensed in your country outside of Qatar, you are referred to as an international or foreign nurse. So in this session, the aim is for nurses who want clarity on the process, licensing, prometric, sponsorship, salary, work-life balance, family relocation. I see a lot of comments. People are asking, can they relocate with their family? So today we're going to find out. Also, this is for informational purposes, and this is also an experience-based information. All right. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section and I would pin your comments so that Nostimasu can answer. First thing first, thank you, Nostimasu, for this opportunity on my platform and your presence here. I
You're
will start by
welcome.
asking our lovely guest to please introduce herself, where she trained, how long she's been in Qatar, and her specialty, whatever she's comfortable telling us about herself.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. So, my name is Nurse Dimasu. I'm a registered nurse. I am here in Qatar practicing as a nurse. This is my fourth year in Qatar. So, don't worry, I'm in a good position to tell you all you have to know. Okay. So, yeah, that's just me. I'm here with my family for 4 years and I've been practicing also here in Qatar for 4 years. So, welcome to the live. Drop your questions. It will be my pleasure to answer you all.
Thank you so much. And again, Nostimasu is on YouTube. As her name is spelled on the screen, Nostimasu is her name on YouTube. You can find more information there as well. So let's head straight into the purpose of this video. We are going to start with the background. What is the step-by-step guide for nurses who are trained outside of Qatar to relocate to Qatar and work as a nurse? Because we all know immigration rules have changed across popular countries that we know, the UK, the US, Australia, all around. And immigration rules are tightening, regardless of if you are a skilled professional or not. So the purpose of this video, I'm thinking about my audience, nurses who want to relocate to Qatar as a step to where they want to go. If you don't want to go to Qatar to live full time, you can go to Qatar and work while you start processing and waiting for you to relocate to other countries. So what is the step-by-step guide for nurses who are trained outside of Qatar and want to relocate there as a nurse?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. The truth is that moving to Qatar is not that bungasome, like very, how will I say it? It's not that rigorous compared to other countries. It's just few steps, which includes, first of all, you need to have your license from your home country as a registered nurse. And also, you need to have at least 2 years of clinical experience before you be able to start this Qatar process. And also, you need to have your valid international passport with this, and also your transcript, your school transcript. You need maybe your official transcript if you have it in your possession. You need to have the requirements ready. Then the first thing you have to do, the first step you have to do is to create an account with data flow verification, because in Qatar, for you to get your license, you need only two things, which is your data flow verification reports and your prometric exam results. Okay, so how do you go about in this data flow verification? You can do it, hence you can read, you can write. All you have to do is to create an account, go to Google, type data flow Qatar, create an account with data flow. You will just upload your documents, your transcript, your nursing certificate, your license, whatever thing, just follow suit and answer the questions. So after that, what data flow does is to just verify your certificates, all your certificate, your nursing certificates, your school certificates, okay, and your work experience. These are the three things data flow will do for you. When you create an account with data flow and you make your payment, Data flow will go to your school and verify your certificates. Nursing and Midwifery Council of your country, of the Board of Nursing that gave you your initial license, whether if you're from Nigeria or if you're from Zimbabwe, you're from Ghana, whatever country you are from, just send because after when you create the account data flow, you have to print out some papers, then you have to send to your school, or you apply for license verification from your nursing board. They will not send it to data flow. So when data flow gets verification from your nursing board, verifies your school that okay, you went to this particular school, and then your work experience, data flow, whatever work experience you get or you submit to data flow will trace that particular hospital to go and verify if you truly worked there or not. So you have to be very careful about that. So these are the three things data flow will do for you. After that, you go ahead to write your hometric exam, check whether there is maybe any hometric exam center around your vicinity, you register and write your exam. With these two things, you can go ahead to search for jobs, and that is the way forward. So when you get a job, they will not sponsor you to come over to Qatar and work as a nurse.
When you say sponsor, is that inclusive with flight accommodation?
Yeah, so how Qatar sponsorship works is that when you get a job with maybe any recruiting agency or maybe any hospital, depending, because you could be recruited by a hospital directly or through recruiting agencies, most especially recruiting agencies. So what they do in this package or in this sponsorship is to your visa, they'll make your visa for you. Flight tickets, they also provide for you. When you land in Qatar, they also provide accommodation depending on the contract. Okay, they provide accommodation, transportation, and all that. So it just depends on the contract, but most especially they provide your visa and also your flight ticket through and through. And if you work with them every year, if you have annual leave, they also provide flight tickets through and through for you. So it just depends on the type of contract you have with your agency or with your hospital.
Okay. I heard you mention something about find where you can write prometric exam. If the candidates, or where I would just say, where can international nurses, countries, where can they write prometric exam?
So it depends. Okay, I know it depends on some countries have prometric exam centers, but some countries they do not have. Like Nigeria, there is no exam center in Nigeria. The nearest one is in Ghana. Okay, unless you also check in your country, be it from Zimbabwe or from Kenya. I think in Kenya there is also an exam center, a prometric exam center in Kenya. But in Nigeria, we don't have any exam center. So the nearest one is Ghana. So most of the Nigerian nurses, they travel to Ghana to write a prometric exam. Another option for prometric exam is you might be recruited with only data flow verification, depending on your recruiter. Okay, some recruiters will maybe they don't want to stress you have data flow verification already, which takes time. So it's very important to have the data flow verification, which is the first step. So some recruiters might employ you without prometric. So whenever you land Qatar, you register for a prometric exam and write it. It's not a difficult exam. It's something every nurse out there will pass, even though it has about 3 chances for you to pass it. So if you don't pass the first one, you still have 2 more chances to write it. So if you don't have any prometric exam center around your vicinity, you might try going with data flow verification only to search for jobs or search for agencies that might recruit you. Then whenever you come into Qatar, your recruiter or you can register for that exam by yourself. So it just depends.
Oh, wow. Okay. There is a question. The person is saying, do diploma nurses qualify?
Yeah, diploma nurses are qualified to work in Qatar. I know some countries they are most particular about BSc and all that, but in Qatar, diploma nurses they are qualified to work. Whatever, even it doesn't count even in your salary. Whatever a BSc holder is earning, a diploma nurse can earn as well. So it's not significant. It's not something to worry about. Hence, you have your license. You're registered with a board of nursing. You are good to go with or without BSc.
Okay. And does South Africa have a prometric exam center?
I think so. Yeah, I know some South African nurses. Yeah, they do. They do. I think they do. Just maybe try to ask around. Maybe any exam center, some registered exam centers are in your country. Just ask around if they do, because I know South Africa has NCLEX center. So for sure, probably they will have a metric exam center. Yeah.
Okay. How long does the evaluation take?
Which of the, I don't know the evaluation you're talking about. Is it for the data flow? Okay, that's the only thing I've talked about. For data flow, it takes around 4 to 6 weeks. That depends on how your nursing board, how swift they are to send your verification to data flow, how your school, your nursing school or your university, how swift they are to send your transcript validation to them, and also your work experience, because they will definitely go to your workplace to go and verify. So depending on how strict all these organizations are, that would determine how long. But usually, it's even when you are applying for it and making your payments, and you will get emails from them and all that. They usually say it's around 4 to 6 weeks if everything is being done within the time range or faster to say.
Okay. The next question says, what is the requirements for data flow and how should I go about it?
Okay, like I said, for data flow verification, you have to create an account with data flow with your registered email, active email, because you'll be communicating with data flow through your email. It's just something you have to go through, read it, and understand. So you create an account with data flow. The requirements you need to get ready, I've said it earlier. One, your nursing license, you should be active. Your nursing experience, wherever you are working, ask them for experience letter. And that experience letter should be minimum of 2 years experience. You should have at least minimum of 2 years experience. Okay, and then your nursing transcript, because you'll be uploading it. It could be an official transcript, because definitely they will still go back to your school to verify that, right? And then your international passports, because you're registering with that. Yeah, basically, this is the most important documents you need for your database verification.
How much is prometric exam? That's the next one.
So for metric exam currently, as of today, for metric exam is around $238. Yeah. And in reals is about 868 reals, Qatar reals. And in Naira, I don't know, you can convert that the dollar amount to your country's currency. Okay. So in Naira is around 348,600 Naira. 348,600 Naira. So that's the amount for metric. Yeah.
But in dollars, 248, did you say?
$238.
$38. 238. I'm trying to post it in the comment as well. All right. So we talked about how much is the process for data flow. How much is the process for data flow? Someone is asking.
Yeah, for data flow in Qatar riyals is about 1,100 1,100 Qatar riyals. Okay, when I checked as of today in dollar is about 301 dollar, and then in naira is about 441,500 as of today. Good.
All right. The next question says, do you think NYSC experience contributes to work experience?
NYSC experience. If it's a hospital, you work in a hospital, and the hospital is ready to give you experience letter stating that you are actively working here, okay, and yeah, it does. If the hospital is ready to give you experience letter to cover that you are currently working in this hospital, so that maybe from your NYSC experience, maybe you started in NYSC maybe last year, and you're applying for this year. So that last year should be counted as your work experience if your hospital is willing to give you the experience that stating that you started working from last year, regardless of being NYSC service or anything. So you need to work together with your hospital, okay? Because that is one of the crucial parts of this data flow. Because sometimes these hospitals, when data flow will come for verification, some departmental heads, some of them are really, what I call them witches. If that's a bad word, I don't want I don't want to use that. But some of them don't. You need to cooperate with your heads, the heads of departments, so that they'll be able to give the same information you are giving to data flow to say. So there will not be discrepancy between what you are giving to data flow and what your hospital is also giving. So it's okay, it's accepted, hence his work experience and he truly works there.
Thank you for that. This question says, how is the religious activities in Qatar? Is it really safe for non-Muslims to work in Qatar as regards immigrants?
For sure. I am not a Muslim, as you can see. I've been here for 4 years and every day I go to church. So we have a religious complex here in Qatar which accommodates all religion, even if you are Hindu, Christianity, whatever thing you're worshiping, there is a religious complex that we go to worship every Fridays. The only difference is that you worship on Fridays and other people worship on Sundays. So that is just it. For that, your religion is respected, whatever thing you are worshiping, for sure.
All right. How long does it take to get the visa approval and sponsorship?
So if everything is being done, like I said, the way it's supposed to be done, maybe 6 months. Yeah, minimum of 6 months. You are good to go. Minimum of 6 months, you are good to go with maybe starting your process. Maybe if you get to data flow on your own, you get to data flow verification and your biometric ready, and eventually get an employer. Maybe it might not even reach up to 6 months because your employer with those two things, you're already halfway, half baked to say, and they will apply for visa for you. And when the visa doesn't take time, if they apply for the visa for sure from here, it doesn't take time. Maybe one week, 7 working days, the visa is out. Then from there, you have to do your medicals, you have to do your attestations and all that. Then if everything is being done swiftly, it doesn't take that much. Let's just say 6 months.
6 months. Now,
Yeah.
if I decide to relocate from the US to Qatar and I start my process today, will it take me up to 1 year to complete, or within 6 months I will be able to complete it?
Within 6 months, you'll be able to complete it. That's if you have your data flow verification and information ready.
Prior to, okay, okay.
Yeah, prior to that.
So my understanding is that everything depends. So the data flow application depends on my school
Mm-hmm.
and
Your
not
school.
free cancel submitting my verification.
Yeah.
So once they get it, and then you
Yeah,
go
once
right.
data flow gets verification from your nursing board that truly you have this license is given by them, your school data flow gets verification from them, and your workplace, if these three things are good by data flow, within a few working days they will issue your data flow report.
All right. So part of our questions, the life is just going the way it should go. I'm just trying to like answer people's questions while they're on live stream. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you is that if someone has passed NCLEX, because I know so many nurses in Nigeria has passed NCLEX, and with this whole Nigeria having immigration temporary ban, people might start considering other options like Qatar. So for someone that has passed NCLEX, do they still need to write that prometric exam?
So the thing is that from what I know for a long time now, even if you have NCLEX, you're supposed to write Prometric exam. But recently I started hearing that Prometric will be replaced by NCLEX or something like that. But I try to call. It's not yet. I won't say it's a valid information or is what is going on right now, because I've tried to call the license registration here in Qatar. They did not give me any valid feedback, even though they asked me to email. I've emailed them, but I've not gotten any feedback from them via email. So maybe if I get, I will share with you guys. But for now, I cannot say Prometric NCLEX
Is
NCLEX exam will replace Prometric for now. But what I know that before is that even if you have NCLEX, you're also expected to write Prometric exam because this is what is being recognized here.
Would you say the prometric exam and NCLEX are the same, like in terms of questions? It's the same objective questions, like MCQ
Mm,
questions.
not the same because I have tested both. Not the same. Prometric exam is not that difficult. I would say NCLEX style is more difficult, and requires more critical thinking compared to metric. Metric exam is just 150 multiple choice questions. There is no lots of things going on with NCLEX. It's just multiple straight 150 questions, and you're expected to pass with 75 out of 50. That's 50 pass mark. Okay,
That's
and it's not that difficult for sure. It's not that difficult. It's just something enough to be able to pass because it's just a straightforward question, and out of the four options, you just get one option. So no, it's a bit different from NCLEX a little bit.
all right. We've talked about this. Regardless if you're a diploma or you have bachelor's degree, you can apply. Next question says, female nurses are mostly preferred. What about male nurses? What chances do we have?
The truth is that it's an Arab country, so that's why it seems like female nurses are being preferred because it's one of their Islamic something. That doesn't mean that we don't have male nurses here. We have lots of male nurses here, but it's more of female compared to nurses, male nurses. So there are still hope for male nurses. Okay, just that it just depends on the agency, depending on the, how will I say it, availability of male nurses. Because sometimes you see some job rules to be specific. We need male nurses, maybe some for site nursing or construction or something like that. So it's to be specific that we need male nurses. Even in hospital, we also have male nurses as well. So it's just that the position is not that rampant as female nurse. The position of female nurses, most especially, is more of female nurses. But sometimes there are some positions that might be specific for just for male nurses. So it just depends. I can't tell you is that no male nurses are not accepted in Qatar for sure. We have lots of male nurses, but it just depends on the position and availability of that.
Thank you. What is the salary range? So salary range, let's say from 20K to 30K, from this to that.
Okay, for Qatar, the salary range is about, for nurses, it just depends on the agency as well. But the range I will give is from 4,000 to 7,000 Qatar riyals. Okay, from 4,000 to 7,000 Qatar riyals. So it depends. Some agency
How
might
much is
offer
it
you
in naira?
5,000. 4,000 as of today is like maybe 1.5 million in naira or 1.6 every month. And some agencies can also give you accommodation aside this and also transportation aside this salary. So this is
How
just your take
long
home.
is the accommodation?
For as long as you're going to work with them, there is nothing like temporary accommodation.
Are you serious? Do they take the accommodation fee from your salary?
I think, yeah, they take it from a salary.
Oh, okay.
But in the contract, they will just tell you accommodation provided, transportation provided. Then
Yeah.
they will tell you your basic salary, maybe, or this is your salary, 4,000 or 4,500 or 5,000. Then they will now tell you, then, unless if they're bringing you from outside, like internationally, they will tell you this is this, this is that. But for sure, they know how they take it from the salary. But your take home will be around that 4,000, which is minimum of 1.5 m.
All right. Can a female nurse come with her husband even though he's not a medical professional? I believe yes. But I'll let her answer.
So for you bringing your dependent or your spouse, it just depends on your salary. That is the truth. It depends on the amount of salary you are earning. I don't know why Qatar is why they're doing it like this, but it depends on your salary. For you to be able to bring your spouse or your kids, you should be earning at least a minimum of 10,000 Qatar riyals. And if you look at it, it's not like feasible. How would I say it? It's not that feasible because but there are other ways you can do it. The only way you can, unless maybe you have your spouse already here in Doha, and then you are already you don't then you not get a job to come and work in Doha, then your spouse's salary statement and your own salary statement, you guys can merge it to get permanent residence, resident permits for your kids. But in situation where you don't earn up to that 10,000 Qatar riyals, uh, I think there are other ways they do it. Just it's not like really official. Maybe you can get a separate visa for your spouse to join you, or it's not really official. This is what I'm trying to say because you will just try to look for a way to make up your salary statement to make it up to that amount, so you'll be able to bring your spouse. But officially, you should have a minimum of 10,000 for you to be able to bring your spouse. But with that 4,000, 5, 5,000, 6,000, you can do visit visa for your spouse or anything. But for them to have residence permit, you should be able to earn about 10,000. But
Please, if
there
they
are
are
also
going
ways.
to earn around 4,000 to 6,000, can they negotiate their salary with their agency? Because obviously, the goal is to bring your family.
Yeah, for sure. If you're going to do that, it should be between you and your agency. You just have to tell them that, look at, maybe they will try to increase your salary statement, but it won't really be like they will be paying you that amount every month. But if you can negotiate with them, but you look for a way to be balancing it up with them, then it can be done. Not that it's something that is, how will I say it, is something that you need, how will I say it, of maybe official something, or it's just between you and your agency or between you and your employer. So it just depends.
Okay. I would like to know if my health center, I don't know, if my health center work experience will be accepted.
For sure. If data flow, if the health center is in operation, data flow will be able to go there to verify, okay, you worked here. For sure, it's to be accepted.
Are they going in person to verify or they will
Yeah,
be
they
doing it?
do. They do go in person to they
Wow.
do go in person to verify. I don't know how they do it, but they have mandates everywhere. Sometimes I wonder how they do it, because even where I worked in a way is inside. I got information that data flow came to verify the workplace. Like, they have, even if it's in village, they will go there to verify. I don't know how they have delegates in all the states and all that, so they do.
Okay. All right. The next question says we got information that NCLEX is not accepted in place of Prometrics in December. All right. Any recommended agency for job sponsorship, and what is the school system like for children?
Okay, in terms of agency, the truth is that you can find some agencies in LinkedIn, in all these job sites. Indeed, there are also some special Gulf job sites, like especially for Gulf countries like Qatar, Dubai, like Bayat, what's it called? Golf talent. It's just you can go over there to get, all these agencies are there. I won't try to recommend agencies that there are some agencies as well you have to pay some huge amount of money. So I won't recommend that for you to pay huge amount of money to get a job. If you're okay to do that to get it, that's for you. It's okay for you. But aside that, there are other agencies, recruiting agencies in all these job sites. All you have to do is to have this most important tool, which is data flow verification and your prometric. And with these two, at least you will be able to get some agencies that will accept you, because they almost have baked and they'll be able willingly to accept you and do visa for you. And in terms of school for your kids, there are school for kids, English speaking schools. The only thing there, the fact remains that school, you bringing your kids and putting them in school, I will just be truthful to you. School education system here is a bit costly, okay, compared to other countries that is usually free for kids and all that. So usually costly for your kids, but they have good education system to say. But it's just that it's money demanding, and if you don't have maybe your husband or someone that is supporting you, you might be struggling. With depending on the number of kids you have, you might be struggling. That is the truth.
Are there any age limits? Are there any age limits for? Hold on. Are there any age limits during recruitment for nurses in Qatar? Is there an age limit?
Yeah, there is age limit. Usually around 45 to 50 years old. That's the age limit. Some agencies will not take you if you're above 50. That is the truth. And some agencies will not take you if you're above 45. So, but 40, 41, 42, 40, 43, 40, just 45 to 50, that is the limit. It depends on the agency, what they want or how they set their rules.
Okay. And how long, how does the sponsorship system in Qatar for nurses work? Like, Is it a nurse? You mentioned that the agency is going to sponsor the nurses, but the agency in turn is paying, the hospital is paying the agency, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it depends. It depends if if it's a hospital that is recruiting you directly, the hospital will be the one to pay you and all that. But if it's an agency, the agency works together with the hospital. So the hospital will pay the agency, then the agency at the end of the month to pay you your salary. Okay, so it's the agency that is paying you, not the hospital you are working with. If it's an agency.
Okay, so for clarity purpose, you can find this job by yourself or you can find it through recruitment agencies. Is that correct?
Sure, yeah.
Right. What are the working hours like? You know that in Nigeria or some countries, you can do like two shifts, 7 a.m., 7 p.m., or you can do three shifts. What's the working hours like?
So it depends on where you are being posted. Some people have been posted in home care, some people hospitals, some people clinics. But usually the accepted working hours in Qatar is 48 hours in a week for private sectors, and for government maybe 40 hours. Okay, so usually sometimes you might get 12 hours shifts, that's morning and night, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sometimes you can also get 8 hour shifts. Okay, that's maybe 8 to 4, depending. It just depends on the clinic, the hospital, or wherever you're working. But just know that at the end of the week, you should be working 48
It's
hours. You
eight
should
hours in
be
total.
so anything above that should be overtime, of which some people will pay you, some people will not pay you. So it just depends. But
Does
the
your case
official
of experience?
sorry?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the official working hours in Qatar is just 8 hours. So it just depends on how it's been split. That's just it.
Okay. And while talking about that, I was going to ask you, can you do just morning shifts, or you have to do morning? You have to do all shifts. Is it flexible?
Yeah, yeah, you have to do all shifts, but it just depends on your it depends on where you're working. Okay, some people, nobody, in fact it won't be one-sided, because from what I work in a hospital, so we do morning and night shifts. Sometimes if people ask, some people don't like night shifts, they will prefer morning shifts, right?
Yeah.
So for them, they feel like it's not a fair treatment to say, because some people will be working only for night shifts and you'll be working for day shifts. So usually it's day and night, they mix it together. So maybe it depends on where you find yourself and the people you are working with. Maybe you might be given that preference to work your preferred shift, but generally it's mixed. They feel is not a fair treatment if some people are working a particular shift and some people are not working a particular shift. So it's been mixed, to be fair. That's what I know.
Okay. How much does it cost to relocate to Qatar as a nurse? So I know it depends, but just roughly how much?
Mm, I don't know. It depends on your currency and all that, but I will just use how will I say it? Let me just use Nigeria for instance. Uh, Maybe roughly, if you want to start this process by yourself, because the most important ones I've already said that data flow is about, okay, let me use dollar 300, let me just say $310, and prometric is around $238, right? This is the most the ones that are really money consuming, like big money. So then other ones, maybe your verification depends on your school, your nursing board, how much they are collecting for your verification, your school, how much it takes for them to verify. So it just depends. Maybe roughly two m, maybe, just to start it, for a start, or 1 point something for a start. So then when you get an employer, your employer will start from where you stopped, and maybe other evaluation, maybe certificate attestations and all that. But maybe if you put down 2 million, you can go halfway or almost there, maybe.
Someone has a concern about the pay. She says the pay is so small. I know that here, right? If you do extra shift and all that, you can get like extra funds from nights. If you do night shifts, you do extra. You get like extra pay from your differential. If you do
Mhm.
weekend, you get extra. Is it the same there?
No, there is no shift differentials here. It's just the
The
shift is
pay
just
is
the
the
shift.
same.
Your pay is your pay. And also, I've also seen some nurses who came from Nigeria that earn 6,000 Qatari. 6,000 is around 2 point something million or 2 million at a dot. So it just depends on your contracts. But this is just the range, the salary range.
Honestly, the good thing is that you are not taxed for it. Your pay is
Yeah,
your pay.
your pay is your pay. You're going home with it. And some people also provide accommodation and transportation aside this money you are getting. So nothing is being removed from there. Your pay is your pay, is your take home.
And again, it's better than 50,000 naira that is being paid in Nigeria in some
For sure.
hospitals for
For
20
sure,
years.
it's better.
So I would just say, in my own opinion, that is the days of little beginning,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
it can only get better.
Yeah, for sure, it can only get better. Most of the nurses, when they come here, they plan. It's just for you to start from there. Just a starting point to say you will save up. If you're earning like 100K in Nigeria and you come over here, you're earning maybe 1.5 minimum. Let me just say, if you can save up and maybe look for another route, even if it's school, even if it's school routes, or even if you want to sponsor yourself for other bigger ways to live there, you can save up to an extent because this is your tax-free salary. Nothing is being taken from there, and it's just a stepping stone. Okay, for the person asking that is too small. I know it's too small.
What if you want to leave Qatar to US after a year? So if you sign a contract for 3 years and they want to like leave after a year,
Mhm. If you want to leave for sure, if you're leaving, no issues. Okay, if you sign a contract with your company and maybe after 1 year you want to leave, hence you are leaving the country. Nobody will hold you back. You don't have to pay anything. For sure. Hence you are leaving. Hence they know that you are leaving. They're going to cancel your visa. You're leaving Qatar. You don't have any issues with them. The only way you might have issue with them is when you leave them to go to maybe you didn't finish a contract, maybe it's 2 years contract, you didn't finish with them, you now get to another place, you want to leave them halfway. That's the only might be the only way they will try to cancel you. Or hence you're leaving Qatar, maybe you have a US nurse and you want to maybe you shift your case here, you want to leave Qatar, Gongo. No, nobody will hold you. You will go for sure. No issues.
while we're still talking about this thing, do they give sign up bonus? Like if you work with us for 2 years, you get this amount. Do they do something
No,
like that?
no, nothing like that. It doesn't exist.
Okay. Something else I wanted to ask is how about annual leave? Do they have paid annual leave?
Yeah, it depends on your contract with your company. But regardless of the company, you have paid annual leave. Some company might pay you your basic salary as your annual leave. Some people will give you your full package. That's to say, if they are not providing accommodation for you, they're not providing transportation for you. If everything is in your salary, some company will give you the whole package. They will not remove anything. Some people will just give you the basic salary. Okay, the basic salary out of the full package. So, but for sure, you have a paid annual leave for sure. It's your right.
What if I'm unwell and I'm not able to come to work for my shift in like 2 days? Would they still pay?
Yeah, if you have doctor's reports, because
Okay.
here if you have health card, you go to hospital and the doctor gives you a medical sick leave attendance that you're not able to work, they will pay you. Even if and some companies then have maybe certain amount of sick leave in a year you have to
Take,
take.
yeah.
For my hospital, 14 days per annum, that's per year. So if you exceed that, they'll pay you full salary for that 14 days. Then if you exceed that, they might pay you half after
Mhm.
the 14 days. So it just depends on the hospital you are working with and the agency you are working with. So, but for sure, if you have a sick leave, they will pay you full salary or that day.
Okay, I feel like I'm there already.
Yeah, so
Is it possible to relocate with one's
it's
family?
possible. Yala, come. We'll open the door for you.
Is it possible to relocate with your family, spouse, and children? And can your family come immediately? Can your spouse work in Qatar?
So the thing there is, if you meet the requirements to bring your spouse over, your spouse can work in Qatar. Depending on the field, the person can work freely because he or she will have residency, what's it called?
Permanent
Uh,
residency or work
yeah,
permit.
residency permit. So he or she is eligible to work in any place he or she wants to work. And bringing them immediately, no, you cannot bring them immediately. Just like UK, you will just pack everyone to go. Maybe you have to come, then maybe 2 to 3 months, because you have to get your own ID, your Qatar ID. Then at least 3 months minimum to say. Then you have to build that salary statement for 3 months. Then with that 3 months of salary statement, you'll be able to apply for them. For sure, they will give you if you merit it. For sure, they will not deny you that. That is the truth.
I mean, 3 months is not bad because sometimes relocating as an immigrant is a struggle. If one person goes
Mm,
first, finds their feet and settles in, it's easy for the next, like the spouse and children, it's easy for them
yeah.
to settle in quicker. Can someone work and study in Qatar?
Work and study. If you're doing online, yeah, fine. But physically, it will be difficult. That is the fact. It will be very
Yeah,
difficult for you
physical
to
work.
navigate it. Yeah. But online, yeah, most of us are studying online here, so it's okay.
Does 1 year work experience count?
Fortunately, you need 2 years of clinical experience for you to be able to start the data flow. A minimum of 2 years. That is what the law states. 2 years experience. So 1 year will not do justice to that.
I think what favorite nurse midwife meant is if you're a diploma nurse, you just have your RN. Can you do RN to BSN top up while in Qatar? Do they have online programs for that?
Like Qatar, like online Qatar. If it's online program for Qatar, no. You have to sort yourself out from maybe any other place online you want to do it. But for Qatar, no. No.
Is healthcare free?
Absolutely free, 100%. Come, you can be sick at any time. this, this is one of the reasons you guys should join us here. Really, it's free. Like free, almost.
Back my box.
I'm free to almost free to say, because yeah, really healthcare here in Qatar is wonderful. If I'm to say, as a nurse, if I'm to say, it's very nice, because when you have your health card, you are entitled to free healthcare, even surgeries, through your kids, everyone. That is, even when your delivery, even if you want to born 10 here, they will not take any dime from you. So if they don't take any money from you, so healthcare is totally free here, or maybe not totally free, but it's just something you can afford. Maybe your medicine, but consultation is free, investigations are free.
Well,
So you just take your medicine, or maybe they will just tell you to pay some certain amount of money,
the
but
UK
it's
is like that. You just pay for your medication, but if your children are less than 16, I think medication is free as well. They
yeah.
just take it from your national insurance. Not
Here, if you don't need any insurance, you're not paying any health insurance, nothing. Even if you have like 5 cars, 6 cars, you don't have any car insurance, nothing insurance. You're not doing anything with insurance here. No
so no
tax,
car
no insurance,
insurance.
nothing. If
See,
you come now, you want to have 10 cars, you can drive it
that's
by
so good.
yourself.
My car insurance is over $300 per month. That is so good. See,
Yeah, every country have their own positive and good side. Qatar
yeah.
is a good startup if you want. Yeah, I will encourage you
You get
guys.
do you get attended to immediately if you're sick?
Yeah, for sure. Even emergency, even what's it called, ambulance, free. I've called ambulance for more than 4 times here. Within 5 to 10 minutes, they're on your doorstep, and it's free,
That is so
free of
good.
charge.
That's so good. Mary, looks like you have plans of leaving after 1 year. She has another question.
She prepared for us.
Explain well about leaving Qatar to US after 1 year while the contract is for 3 years. Will there be a problem?
Okay, like I said earlier, there will be no problem. Hence, you are leaving Qatar. If you're not leaving Qatar, then that is when maybe there might be problems. So if you come here, you sign a contract with a hospital for 3 years, and along the line you get an offer or it clicked for you to leave this country, all you have to do is to submit a resignation letter. Tell them that you are leaving Qatar, you cannot continue. No issues. You're not paying them anything in refund, or maybe they'll nothing, for sure, nothing. Hence, you are leaving. Like I said earlier, if you're not leaving, or maybe you want to change employer, that is when you will have problem with it. But when you're exiting Qatar, no issues, for sure.
All right. This next question is, what are the things to do? So I've done everything I need to do. My flight is booked and I'm relocated to Qatar. What are the things that I need to do to help me settle in? Like, once you get to a new country, you need to get a doctor, find a community, all those kind of things. What are the things that they can do to help them settle in an unknown environment quicker?
So if you get in here, first of all, as a nurse, maybe there are some nursing groups you'll be able to join, maybe for you to be able to know what's going on, even with nursing in general, and also some because when you get your license, there are some CPD points you need to be doing and all that. So in those nursing groups, we share some links and all that, so you can attend those seminars and all that to build up points for your license renewal. That's for nursing side. Then for community side, there are also communities here. There are lots of Nigerians here, like lots of them. So you can join some groups that can help you. And basically, that's just it. Then you have to locate your church if you are a Christian. You locate the religious complex. But for sure, when you land Qatar, as even if you don't know anybody, you can go to. We have embassy here. They can also help to direct you. Nigerian embassy here help to direct you, but there are lots of communities you can join that can help you settle in very well, both in church, at work. It just depends. So for sure, you will find your fate. I know when you move to new location, it's difficult for you to settle in and find your feet around people you know. But with time, everything takes time. With time, you settle in and
As far as accommodation, do you also pay for accommodation monthly or yearly?
yeah, if you're not, if accommodation isn't provided by your company, if you are staying outside the hospital accommodation, we pay for house rent every month, not yearly. So we pay for accommodation every month. It's a monthly payment
But if the hospital provides the accommodation, you also have transportation services that will come and pick you and drop you
from
back.
the accommodation. Yeah, from the accommodation, the hospital will provide it for you.
That is so good. But if that is the case, the person may or may not buy a car. Are there transportation services like buses
Yeah,
available?
yeah,
Okay.
very. We have lots of Qatar. The transportation system here in Qatar is good, like very good because we have metro stations, we have free bus stations, and it's just a minimum of 2 reals. It's just little cent you have to pay for the metro. That is if you are moving from one station to another station. But when you come outside of metro station, you want to enter a bus, it's free buses, free, nothing, just nothing to pay. So the transportation system here, I would say I will give it maybe 90% good. It's very nice here. Even if you don't have a car, you can survive. You will survive definitely because the metro stations they are being stationed at when I say this the spots that will help you connect and around the cities and all that. So even within the inside places, you also get buses coming inside. So it's okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Someone is asking about car insurance. So I'll explain car insurance since Dima doesn't pay for car insurance. Car insurance is just an amount you pay every month. It covers like liability in case there's an injury, damage to your car, or if someone hits you or you hit another car, your car insurance will cover damages for that car and damages for your car. So that's just like the summary for car insurance. Next question, is visa approval 100%? I think you said if they have the amount, right?
Sorry.
Is visa approval 100%?
Yeah, it's 100% if you get an employee. For sure, the visa side is from the employer that is recruiting you because the employer will apply online for maybe depending on your nationality because visa application here is not like there's a visa. They will apply it based on your nationality. So sometimes you will hear there is Nigerian female visa. Sometimes you will hear there is Nigerian male visa. It's already ready because they applied it based on nationality. Okay, so it's 100% because if there is no visa, there is no visa. If there is visa, there is visa. 100%. If there is no visa, there is no visa. If you get what I mean. So for sure, if you get an employer and they apply for visa for you, it's from their own ends to sort it out. If they approve it for you, they will take your passport and slot it in. So it's 100% if there is visa.
Okay. How about if you have 2 years experience in clinical setting, then join a care home afterwards. How do I explain that and will it affect my data flow?
Home care. So the thing here is that for you to be able to present your experience letter, you should be clinical experience, not like home care to say. Okay, it should be clinical experience, like from hospital setting, unless you have maybe some years in, like you just said, you have some clinical experience in hospital and later you joined home care. If that clinical experience is up to 2 years, it can cover you for your 2 years of clinical experience in a hospital setting. It's okay for you to use that. Okay, and or maybe an agency, right hospital, medical agency supplied you to that particular place, then you can use the agency with their letterhead will give you an experience letter that you're exposed to so many cases like this, but not like you don't have a letterhead covering you and you just go to someone's house to provide home care. I think it will not count if you get what I mean.
Okay. Are there trainings at work to support new nurses? Because obviously, if you're coming from developing countries, the system of practice there is slightly different from a country that is developed. Are there trainings? Is there support for nurses?
Yeah, there are lots of supports. Of course, when you come, when they recruit you, they offer trainings. Even if they are deploying you to home care, they offer trainings, even to some things you already know. So there are lots of trainings to some equipment, to some things you're not used to, maybe omnicell machine, or there are lots of things we don't use in Africa that are being used here. So for sure, they will train you
Training.
how to use that. So there are
That's
lots
so
of things.
reassuring. Any language barrier? If yes, how did you overcome it?
So it just, yeah, for sure, I will say this is not an English speaking country. Let me just state that first. And most of the population here, they speak Arabic. That, and also the expatriates, they speak English as well. We are the expatriates, so we also speak English. So even if you are going, and let me tell you, the truth is that when I came here, if you come newly, you might be finding it difficult to communicate with them to say, because most of them, how they speak the English is cut and join. Like how they won't speak like fluent English, but you'll be able to survive, you'll be able to communicate. Let me just use Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, communication is a bit difficult compared to how it is in Qatar, because most of the people here, so even the nationals, people that are the Qataris, most of them are going to school, English speaking schools now, and they speak English fluently, most of them now compared to before. Okay, so you will not struggle too much in their communication, because definitely be doing Qatar join English. You come, you go, it might not be fluent, like, but you will survive. I didn't struggle that much. It wasn't a big struggle for me, unless rarely you get some patients that don't understand even come go, like that kind of stuff. But you will just cope. You will cope for sure.
Quick question. This one just came to my mind. If you have a diploma and then you have a BSc, does that make any difference in your salary?
The truth is that it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't. Even if you have BSc, maybe, yeah, in some government hospital, it does. In
But they
some
have to
government
be a
hospital,
nurse, not midwife. They have to be a nurse.
yeah, you have to be a nurse. You have
Okay.
to be a nurse. Sometimes it's not significant. I won't say it's something that if I don't have BSc, they will not pay me certain amount. It's not significant. Maybe in government hospitals, maybe they will talk about BSc, that kind of. But generally, whether you're a BSc holder or you're not a BSc holder, your salary will likely be the same. So it's
Listen.
not significant.
Okay. Someone is asking about 10 years of experience. She said you just need 2 years of work experience. So if you have 10 years of experience, yes, you're good to go. What mistakes can you tell us to avoid so that it doesn't ruin our application?
So the one of the mistakes I would tell you to avoid as much as you can is the mistake with your, what's it called, experience letter. Please be very careful about that, because sometimes you will write, maybe you started working from last 2 years March to this year January, maybe 2024 March to this year January, or maybe this year, let me just say 2024 January to this year January. That's 2 years, right? So you have to be very careful with the date you are putting, so that there will not be discrepancy with what your hospital will give, the feedback they will give to data flow, because like I said earlier, data flow will go to that particular hospital to verify, and they will give them some forms to fill. Okay, and you have to work together with your hospital, the hospital you're working with or you've worked with, so that they'll be able to put the exact date that is in the experience letter. Okay, so that there will not be discrepancy between what is being written on the form data flow will give to them and what you already submitted. Okay, this is one of the reasons why people get negative data flow reports, because for sure, yeah, the chances of you getting negative data flow reports is there. So what do I mean by that? We have positive data flow reports and we have negative data flow reports. When you get a positive data flow report, what it means is that everything you submitted that is being verified by data flow are legit, they are valid. Okay, and if there is any at any point there discrepancy from nursing council, from your school verification, or from the workplace, data flow will issue a negative report, and that is something that will reel your application, because you can't do anything with negative data flow reports. So this is one of the things that I've seen that have made people get negative data flow reports, and for sure it's really, really devastating, and you won't want to be in that situation. So just be truthful, be specific, be very careful. Whatever, if it's A, is A here. If it's B here, is B here. So you don't mix things up.
Okay. For data flow and prometric, which comes first? I believe it's data flow because I was listening to this live stream.
For sure.
Yeah. Are there real male nurses? Are there real male opportunities for male nurses? Nurse Dima, have you seen male nurses who are foreign trained in
Yes,
Qatar?
I've seen lots of them. Seriously, I've seen. Even if you're a male nurse, another way for male nurses, if you're not getting a direct sponsorship to come back to work to Qatar. Another tip I would tell you as a male nurse, maybe sometimes they will be like, we want female nurses to Qatar, blah blah blah. If you don't find any means to get a direct sponsorship for Qatar to bring you in, one tip I will tell you is, if you by any chance see any visa sponsorship, maybe you need that will require you to pay some certain amount of money as a male to come into Qatar as a nurse, for sure you will not regret it, because you make up your amount maybe a few months of your working salary. But for sure there are opportunities. Like there are lots of construction here. I've known how many times I've gotten opportunity and they'll tell me they want men nurses. So there are lots of opportunity for men nurses here, even in hospital as well. So it's just that it's more of female nurses, because of most of the nationals here, they want female nurses because of the Islamic stuff. But for sure there are opportunities for men nurses, I will not lie.
What is the patient to nurse ratio in the hospital?
So it just depends on where you're working, but generally, five patients to one nurse, depending on your unit. For sure, in ICU you will get lower ratio, but generally, maybe medical surgical, 5 patients, sometimes 6 patients, but maximum 7, maximum.
This one just came to my mind. If you have experience just in the operating room or med surg or ICU, is it possible to still find an employer in that same
In that
department?
same unit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible to, depending on the availability of the position. It's possible to get. It's
Is it
possible.
hectic to work in Qatar? I'll answer that one. I think the nursing job as a whole, there's nowhere it's easy. Some days are good, some days will drain you.
Yeah, for sure.
Is specialty salary differs? Like, no, she says this is the same. Can you change specialty after being employed? Like you come and you don't like the unit, can they allow you change?
Yeah, you can. Can it just depends on the place you are working and your relationship with people. But it can. You can, if you're working in a particular unit and you think you are not okay with that, or yeah, you can. You just apply for change of units. If they approve it for you, for sure. If they don't, so it just depends on where you're working.
All right. Before we go to the next question, we have like 30 people on this live stream. So please subscribe to this channel and subscribe to Nurse Dimasu's channel. You will see her channel. I tagged it in the description of this video. That is just what we're asking of you. And also, if you are in the process and you are stuck, like you started but you need to pay off something, write it in the comment section. I will possibly pick one person to help the little way I can. Next question is, I started training as an enrolled nurse, then upgraded for a diploma. but I never got promotion to work as a diploma nurse. How should I record my experience?
I didn't get the question. She started as a what? As a nurse or not?
I started training as an enrolled nurse, then upgraded for a diploma, but never got a promotion to work as a diploma nurse. How should I record my experience? If you're still working there and you have your diploma, you're registered nurse, you have your license, get your HR to promote you to a diploma nurse. Let us not settle for less, especially because you have upgraded to a diploma nurse. But again, Nurse Dimasu, how can they record this experience?
When she say she enrolled as she started training as an enrolled nurse, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a license before she started the nursing. She started before she started the process, started the role, or I don't
I'm
get the
not
question.
sure, but I'm going to let that person reach out to you
Yeah,
privately.
you can
Or,
you can you can reach
yes,
out
please
to
reach
me
out
on my
to Nurse
page. I
Dimasu
didn't get the
privately.
question.
This data flow verification, calling your HR to verify your work experience and your line manager, got to know you want to Java. I understand where you're coming from, honestly, especially
Yeah,
because some of them can be strict and keep a face up. But again, you need them to help you. So please,
for
if you have
sure.
to start farmsing them, if you
Yeah,
have
for
to start
sure.
farmsing them, do what you need to do. Because when I wanted to relocate, my HR being so kind, Texas Board of Nursing, they needed job verification, employment verification. That is even unusual. It was my HR that wrote for me. She literally asked me, "What do you want me to type?"
Yeah,
So whether you start
yeah, for
saying
sure.
hello to them and being friendly to them, you have to get them
Exactly.
to
At some point, you will need them. You will need
yeah,
them in all the. It's not even about Qatar
yeah.
only. In all of them, in all the process, you will need them at some point. So just try as much as you can to have a good relationship with them.
Mhm. I think that's all the question. I didn't want this video to be too long. Nurse Dimasu, thank you so much. And to everybody who joined this live stream today, I didn't expect the turnout, but thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
will
guys.
see if there's any question that I missed. If not, we would round up the live stream. So thank you all for joining us today. If you found this session helpful, please like this video. Just tap the like button. Share, subscribe, and also thank you, Dima. We appreciate you sharing your experience. How do we contact Nurse Dimasu? Nurse Dimasu is on YouTube. You can see
Yeah,
her name tagged. Dima, do you have an email you want them to contact you with? I can type it and pin it.
yeah. I'm on YouTube. First of all, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Okay, I'm also on TikTok. So my email is also in my bio in all of these, but I can write it out. Promise Uche
All
four
right,
six
go
six
ahead.
at
Let me
Gmail.
type it. What's your email?
Promise Uche.
Promise. Is this your business email or your private
Yeah,
email?
it's my business and private email. You can reach
Okay.
me at via the
Promise
email.
Uche
Yeah, at gmail.com. 466 at gmail.com.
466
Mm-hmm.
at gmail.com. All right, this is her email, and I'm going to pin it on the screen. You can reach out to her privately. And
And also, I'll be sharing some updates in my YouTube channel. You can go ahead to subscribe, and I will be sharing some updates. That will be a motivation. Subscribe and just watch out for more videos. If you have any questions, ask your questions. It's my pleasure to answer you. Okay. Nice having you guys.
all right, fellow nurses, I am rooting for you. Starting in Qatar is a stepping stone to or a ladder to where you want to be.
For sure.
Whatever you can, go where you're deserved. Go where your services are more valued. Okay, and you will not regret it. So, can Nurse Dimasu help us write a Qatar CV? Any other questions from here? Reach out to Dimasu. This is an hour video. She has a walk to go to, so I'm going to let her go. And again, thank you all so much. Thank you again. You are welcome,
Thank
everybody.
you guys for joining. Thank you
Thank you
guys.
for joining. I would see you all again in my next video.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.